Hey, welcome back to You Should Know This Song. I'm Race.
I'm Reed. Welcome one and all.
We are Mixed Apes.
Yeah, we're getting ready to do another episode of You Should Know This Song, which is what you came here for.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
You Should Know This Song, if you haven't figured it out by now, is a podcast based on a series of lyric challenges that we use to run our mouths about music.
Right. We throw a piece of lyrics or some twist on song lyrics at each other and watch the other guy squirm trying to figure out what song, what artist, and all that they belong to. And then, we talk about that and whatever that spins out into, which oftentimes doesn't end up being about that. But hopefully it's interesting.
Yeah, at the very least, we're long-winded. So.
All right.
Anyway, let's get moving on the episode. What do you say?
Seems like it's time to get into it. Here we go. All right, so here we are, Reed and Race, getting ready to go into the next episode of what we hope is as enjoyable for you as it is for us. This segment of the episode, this first segment, is our favorite. Is it our favorite?
It's the one that started the whole thing.
Yeah, it's kind of
you
right.
should know
origins.
This song, right? I mean,
right.
we kind of call it Prime for shorthand, but
right. Because of primates, we've been over that.
Yeah.
We're a couple of primates. We act like
nauseam.
it and so forth. He acts like it more than I do, but we won't go into that. So, Prime, where we try to trick each other with lyrics. We get a second clue. And then if we want to, we just blather about the whole thing.
There you go. So I think today I'm going to start, if that's cool with you.
I have no argument with that.
I'm pretty sure that I'm going to stump you here.
Let's see what you can make happen.
So here's a lyric for you. You should know this song.
Oh, yes. It's an attempt to trick me with what we have talked about. We probably shouldn't attempt to trick each other with. Light the candle, put the lock upon the door is the lyric challenge, and that is Steely Dan. Dirty Work.
Yes.
From Pretzel Logic?
No, I think it's from Can't Buy a Thrill, the first
Can't
one.
Buy a Thrill.
Yeah. Becker and Fagan.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 1975.
You have sent the maid home early like 1,000 times before.
I don't think I have the year for this one, but I want to say it was 1975.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
now I got that song stuck in my head. That song.
Good. It's one of the very few that was actually recorded that was not sung by Donald Fagen.
Yeah. Is that sung by Becker?
No, it's sung by the guy that was the singer for the first three songs, essentially. He made it through half the album before they decided they didn't want that sound. I'm
thought about
sure
that before.
Was what that was.
I mean, I recognized it,
how
I never looked into it or thought about the fact that it.
I
guess I always
name.
assumed that wasn't Fagen because it was Becker. I mean, I was just like, well, it's not Donald Fagen, and who else is it going to be?
No, that's the other guy because they actually had a singer on that first album.
Right.
And I don't think he made it through the first 5 tunes. I really don't. I mean, he may have actually recorded them. I don't think they made it to the recording.
He survived them. It's not like he didn't make. You
never know with Becker and Fagen.
Dramatic.
They could be buried in the desert for all we know.
I think they would probably like that being said.
I don't know.
Okay, so that song, what I was going to say about that song is that I think it's probably pretty obvious that it's kind of a haunting vocal line at least.
Yeah, and I think he does a great job with the vocals on that song.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's always had a not a Steely Dan song feel to me, probably because of the vocals.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I mean, the chorus definitely sounds like Steely Dan.
Yeah.
But the individual verses do not, because you're probably right. It probably has to do with it being that it's not Fagen singing.
Okay, it's my turn, right?
I think so.
Well, you better be ready for this, pal. Okay, here's your clue.
There is no real perfection. There'll be no perfect day. I'm not getting anything from that.
I really hope you should know this song, first off.
Yeah.
You should know this song. And I really hope you
say
get...
that before I say it.
That's true. I really hope you get this song because it is a great song to remember. I hadn't thought about this song in a long time, and when it popped into my head the other day, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that song popped into my head. So here's your second clue.
Just love is our connection, the truth in what we say, so listen to my song. So let me do this again. There is no real perfection. There'll be no perfect day. Just love is our connection, the truth in what we say. So listen to my song. That listen to my song part tweaks something, but I don't know. I don't have it. What do you got?
It is Perfection by Badfinger.
Okay.
So listen to my song of life. You don't need a gun or a knife. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Successful Conversation is kind of the thing that makes you think it's the name of the song,
Right.
In the chorus. But does that ring a bell now? Do you remember
does.
the song?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that song. Love that song. All the words of that song, the sound, the singing, the guitar strum, the whole thing. I just love that song. Anyways, Badfinger, written by Peter Ham, 1971, off of the Straight Up album. And for me, that song should still be played currently on the radio.
That's why they make personal media, right?
Yes, that's why you're listening to your YouTube music and your other streaming services.
All right, well, I'm sorry I didn't have anything there. I think I've got one here that you might smack yourself in the head for when you don't get it.
Oh, right? Yeah, thanks for setting me up.
You should know this song.
I'm so ready for this. You don't really love that guy you make it with now, do you? You don't really love that guy you make it with now, do you? No, that's not something. Something there is. What's my next clue? Give me another one. I know you don't love that guy because I can see right through you. Yes.
No, it's not by Yes.
No, it's not a Yes song. It's not off of Yes songs either because it's not a song by Yes. I know you don't love that guy because I can see right through you. Oh my gosh. It's trying to bubble up, but it's not. Go.
The song is called Superman. The band is called REM.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I am not Superman right now.
Well, the way that I've been rolling, I don't feel bad for you at all. The album, I'm so sorry.
And I love REM, and I love that song, and I'm sorry, REM. I'm just plain sorry.
That's written by Gary Zeckley and Mitchell Butler. I believe that it was someone else's song and someone else's actual hit.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know that I ever heard that.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. And when I say hit, I mean...
Maybe it was like a country hit or there was a song from the Baltics.
Oh, wow.
And we never heard it, and they just adapted
Where
it to
do you
English.
come from with this crap? Oh, man. Anyway, so apparently you didn't know this song.
I didn't know this song. And again, I do know that song, and I know where those lyrics are in that song, and now I've listened to the whole thing in my head, actually twice. Darn it. What a great song, and I wish I'd remembered it. Okay, it's you, so I hope you don't embarrass yourself like I did, friend. You should know this song.
Once upon a midnight dreary, I woke with something in my head. Okay, so I'm guessing this is not the poem by Poe. No, I don't know it. Go ahead and give me an next clue, please.
Not Edgar Allan Poe. I really hope that you know this song because I think you know this band, and I think you'll appreciate this band for a couple of really good reasons. Okay, next clue is...
Couldn't escape the memory of the phone call and the words you said. Once upon a midnight dreary, I woke with something in my head. Couldn't escape the memory of the phone call.
I'll give you another clue. Think of you getting it?
I know that I'm not going to get it, but I know that I know it.
The best harmonica player in the past 20 years, easy.
That would be
Easy.
That would be Blues Traveler.
Hey,
John Popper. Is that his name?
John Popper. Yeah, it's Runaround.
Really?
Blues Traveler. Yeah. Why you want to give me the rundown? Right?
Yeah. Well, I'm just reading. I'm sorry. I'm silent. I was just reading the lyrics, trying to place them in the song. Yeah, I should have had that one.
That's actually the first.
Should have known
that's
song.
actually the first two lines of the lyrics of the song. And I thought that because of that, to me, the very first two lines of the song are so, like, they hit me right away. I was hoping that would trigger for you. So that was Blues Traveler. That was written by John Popper, 1994, from the album 4. And man, what a great song! What a great album! What a great band!
What a great
all
band.
the way around.
Yeah, I just like my youngest son. He says that listening to that band is one of his quote unquote guilty pleasures.
Huh.
And I get what he's saying in that it's kind of pop, and he's definitely not a pop guy.
Right.
But that band is so good, and he's easily the best harmonica player that's come around in the last 20 years.
Easily.
I mean, I don't know that I've ever heard anybody outside of the blues genre come anywhere close to what he does.
Right.
With the harmonica. It blows me away.
The only other thing that pops to mind for me, and I don't know a lot of harmonica players, so I don't mean to offend anybody by not including them, but his harmonica playing always reminded me of how amazed I was with Stevie Wonder's harmonica playing. And, you know, John Popper is, in my opinion at least, a little more accomplished. Not to mention
you won't
he
find
wears...
me saying this often, but he's definitely better than Stevie Wonder is at that.
Right, at that. So, yeah, just amazing. And I don't get the... I mean, I know they have their share of pop songs. Their songs were played on pop radio, but also rock radio. They're crossover big time. And like the song The Hook, I mean, is just such a great...
Yeah, I mean,
song
all their stuff. But I
altogether.
think what it is that generally he tends to listen to more complex music.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where he's coming from, and I'm not trying to speak for him. Obviously, I'm
Right.
just my assumption. So
Okay. Enough blathering on that. Unless you want us to blather on that some more, I could.
I've
Don't threaten me with a good time.
yeah, I try to avoid listening to you if I can at all.
It's understandable.
So I think I might have one for you here that's gonna. It's too easy actually. So you should know.
Too
this
Easy. I know
song.
that rapper, Too Easy. My lyric challenge is I have waited a lifetime, spent my time so foolishly, but now that I've found you, together we'll make history.
There you go.
Okay, the second part of that I just came up with because I figured it out. So I've waited a lifetime.
The one
yeah.
called Foreigner.
Right. That album got a lot of play by me. And
That album got a lot of play by everybody.
By everybody. And yeah, Foreigner was all over the radio from there for a couple more albums too, I know. But
well, that first one was really pretty amazing in that I don't remember anybody coming new on the scene.
Yeah.
And kind of just like taking over like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to say that was 76. The first album, it was on the album Foreigner. It's written by Mick Jones. Like the people that were in Foreigner.
Yeah.
Like Spooky Tooth, King Crimson, Frampton, Aerosmith.
Oh, they're
Ian Hunter,
derived from
all those guys. Like all those guys were big time professional musicians.
Yeah. Right.
It was kind of a Lou Gramm, kind of a super group thing.
Yes. Right.
But I don't know that was anything that people knew at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's interesting because I don't, as much as their music was played and as much it was, it was played on a huge crossover rock, hard rock, even pop radio, spectrum. And on none of them, and what you would have expected on the rock stations, I don't recall a lot of conversation by the DJs about that aspect of it. Like
right. Like King Crimson's a pretty heavy-duty, intense, early on prog band. You'd think that somebody would have said, "Hey," on Spooky Tooth.
Spooky Tooth, yeah,
they had a lot of airplay.
Lots going on there.
You would think that somebody would have said, but
I just don't remember it being talked about,
right?
Acknowledged a lot, and it seems like it would have been good fodder for on radio stations that had a little more liberty to chat about that kind of thing. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's great song, great band. I am a little. You were a Foreigner fan, right?
Early on.
Okay.
I think once they got to maybe the third album, I was like, okay, I've had enough. I know. I don't want to say that they all sound alike. It's not like they're Boston. You know what I mean? Like, because Boston, the albums actually sounded similar, or even those 3 or 4 Floyd albums that were all kind of the same musically, thematically. But they were definitely like I hit a saturation point.
Yeah, I was gonna say at the moment there, those few albums, the Boston Journey Foreigner thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard you comment on your inability to deal with the oversaturation from a couple of those other bands, and I was wondering if you got oversaturated with Foreigner as well.
Yeah, then the thing is I'm an obnoxious prick, right? Like we know that going into the game,
right?
So.
And that's putting it mildly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a toned down obnoxious prick. But you know what I'm saying is, like, my opinion about that stuff, it doesn't mean jack.
Sure.
And I don't want anybody to get the feeling or the impression that I'm kind of, I certainly was a musical snob for a long time.
Yeah, weren't we all? Aren't we all at some point or another, whether you want to be or not? Oh, this band's better, that band's better. Yeah. No, I was more asking. I was more asking if you. Wondering if, because we hadn't talked about that in particular, wondering if you had also reached sort of.
Yeah, I hit the wall with it.
Yeah, I've heard enough of Foreigner for a while. You know what I mean? Yeah.
In hell they had like.
Oh my gosh!
I'm going to say, I'm pulling it out of my left ear, right? But I'm going to say they had 12 or 13 top 50 hits.
And during that same time, the Journey was just all over you, and Boston was all over you, and I relate Foreigner coming out to the timeline that Styx was also really getting some airplay and
I'm just going to try to do this off my top of my head. So Foreigner, I'm going to say came out around 75 or 76, that first album, right? Mm-hmm. Styx, Lady was probably 72 or 73.
Yeah.
And then that next album, Crystal Ball. So that would have been kind of in the same era.
Yeah.
Journey, I've got like 78, 79, 80.
Well, the Greg Raleigh singing years, but before pre-Steve Perry,
right. Which is when I became aware of them.
When they really hit the airwaves, when they really started getting their heavy crossover airplay, because they were a rock station band before that, really successful.
Yeah, and Boston, probably kind of right in between there, I think.
Anyway, that was fun. Is it me? Do I get to smash you?
Yes, I think you do.
Well, take a taste of this, big fella.
Should I know this song?
You should know this song. Am I forgetting that part? Is that what's
every
happening?
Time. Oh, every breath I take. Oh, every move I make. Boy, I don't know what that could possibly be.
You don't?
Why don't you give me the next clue, please?
Oh, here's your second clue.
Or, baby, please don't go. No, I don't know, man. I have no idea.
I kind of.
It sounds like it's a take on the police. I kind of
did that to prank you a little bit, but
it sounds like a take on the police.
You'll be surprised because you do know the song and you know the lyrics and whatever. It's "Dire Maker" by Led Zeppelin.
Oh, Jamaica.
Jamaica, sorry. That was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to go. 1973, Houses of the Holy, and written by everybody. Everybody in the band, apparently, wrote this, some of that song, which is kind of surprising because, I mean, how many people?
Does it take to write that?
Did each of them toss in? Put another O in there for me. Put another O in there for me. Just kidding, fellas. You're the greatest, and I mean that.
Okay.
Okay.
Funny.
So, yeah,
So, Jamaica.
I would have been...
Do you know Jamaica? Like what that means?
I don't.
Okay, so... Think of the rhythm of that song, the sound of that song. It's not Dire Maker, it's Jamaica.
Oh yeah,
it's a Jamaica. It's done in kind of a reggae-ish
reggae beat. Yeah,
right. That's what they were doing. They were saying, "Here's our thing in this genre."
I get it. I did not ever know that.
Somebody had to tell me that.
Shame on me.
Yes, I'm always ashamed of you.
Thank you. I'm counting on it. So I would have been really, really impressed if you had guessed those lyrics.
Yeah, I would have been impressed too. Alrighty. So I guess it's my turn.
Righto.
I'm going to skip past one and come back to it because I've got something I just really cannot get off of my chest here.
You're mixing it up.
That is know this song.
That is definite trouble. Oh, yeah.
You want to share it with the crowd?
The lyric I was given is, well, listen, kid, you paid for the call. You ain't bad, but we... No, this is me saying what comes after that. You ain't bad, but we've heard it all before.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
But hold on, because I'm not going to be able to think of the band name. I love the...
what's the name of the song?
The hook in the song that's a takeoff the Beatles song. I love the keyboard sound of the song. And the name of the song is...
The chorus.
Yeah.
Don't call us.
Don't call us, child. We'll call you.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Who is that? I was stuck on thinking of the band. Who is the band?
Sugarloaf.
Sugarloaf.
And I can't tell you. I wouldn't know anything else that they did. And I'm not shooting at them. I wouldn't know.
No. That was definitely their airplay song. I know they weren't a one-hit wonder entirely, but
no, not at all. Jerry Corbetta and John Carter are the authors. I do not have the year recorded on this nor the album because I'm a complete loser.
That's such a great song.
And then they actually play kind of the Beatles.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They do that little homage to the...
yes, sounds like John, Paul, and George.
What is that hook from?
I'm a believer.
I'm in love with her and I feel fine. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I'm a believer is a different band with four guys in it.
They were primates, not bugs. Not insects.
Okay.
Not insects.
I'll take that.
Okay.
I believe that makes it your turn.
Here we go. Wind it up. There you go.
And the lyric is, I've hitched a ride with a vending machine repairman. I want to say...
You should know this song, by
I want
the
to
way.
say that's Sheryl Crow.
You want to say that because...
It is Sheryl Crow.
It is Sheryl Crow.
He said he'd been down that road more than twice. This is... it was a huge hit for her.
Huge hit. And a great song.
Santa Monica Boulevard? It's on the same album.
It is on the same album.
But I don't know the name of the song.
The Santa Monica Boulevard is Have Fun. Now I'm mixing it up with Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Oh,
Every day is
a winding road is the name of this
Every day
song.
is a winding road.
And Sheryl Crow, and that was written by Sheryl Crow, Jeff Trott, Brian McLeod, released in 1996. Still
Which
such
is
a great
long
song.
damn time ago.
Such a great song, and she's great. And I don't have any jokes to make about her, or mean-spirited things to say because I just can't come up with it right now. Except she hits a ride with a vending machine repairman. Did she do that intentionally? She was like passing other cars by, like I'm waiting for a vending machine.
I doubt that. But
probably not.
I think isn't she from relatively near here?
Kennett, Missouri, baby.
There you go.
Boot Heel. Yeah, she's from the Midwest.
I've been to Kennett, Missouri. My family used to go fishing there when we were visiting my grandmother in the Boot Heel in Caruthersville.
Oh, I know where Caruthersville is.
Yes, and
when you lived in Chicago, you would drive to the Boot Heel of Missouri.
We alternated between my father's family and my stepmother's.
Sure.
And my
that drive from Chicago.
Yeah.
To the Boot Heel of Missouri must have been
It's an ugly drive. There's not much going on. You know what I'm saying? The other family was in North Carolina.
Well, you get down 55. There's some nice hilly. It's nice looking territory, but we don't need to go into that.
Yeah, the other family was in Carolina, and that was a much prettier drive. The drive through. Yeah. Anyway,
although
neither here nor there. But yes, I have been to Kennett, Missouri.
When you were driving the drive from Chicago to the Boot Heel, part of the way you were following the highway through the cradle of the Civil War. Okay.
I was. And I was also for part of it on Route 66.
On Route 66? That's true.
That's
you were
true.
Getting your kicks and you didn't even know.
There you go. And actually, I was riding. I was not driving because I would have been like 12 years old.
True.
So are we moving on?
Is it one more each?
I think it's one more each.
I think it's one more each. Okay.
All right. So this one's mine to give to you.
Yes, it's true. It is.
So
should I know it?
You should definitely know this song. Oh.
Folks, I should know this song.
You should know this song. I don't know why you don't know this song.
The lyric is, I really meant I was sorry for ever causing you pain. Oh, I know this song and I'm not going to be able to think of it. I really meant I was sorry for ever causing you pain. Cold Shot, Stevie Ray Vaughan. The second lyric clue that Race just gave me is, you showed your appreciation by walking out anyway. And that's a cold shot, babe. Stevie Ray Vaughan, isn't that off of Texas Flood?
I believe so. And
oh my gosh, it's so long ago, and it shouldn't be because that song, that was 19. Was it 88?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah. Wow.
W.C. Clark and Mike Kindred. It's a traditional blues tune. It's not actually Stevie's original.
It's not Stevie's original, right?
But that happens so much in the blues. I'm certainly not giving any crap for it.
The guitar hook for that song, Stevie's guitar hook for that song was, I don't want to say it's what put him on the map, but this was the radio airplay song in part because of that guitar riff that he put on there.
Right. Yeah, that one.
And his
sound was just so
spectacular, exciting playing. Oh my gosh, I still hear it and just want to hear it. Hey, you know what? I'm going to give you a clue now.
All right. Should I know this song?
For another one, you should know this song, so know it.
It's all right to tell me what you think about me. I won't try to argue or hold it against you. No, I don't have anything. Give me the next piece of that.
You're going to have to think, alternative rock bands, a little newer, but they've still got some years on them, but they're a huge and currently is still a presence in the alternative rock scene. So,
when I move, I'm flailing
now.
It'll happen once again. You'll turn to a friend. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not pulling anything. I'm feeling like a failure here.
I was hoping that it's a band you know. I hope you know this song. It's "Damn It" by Blink-182. This is Growing Up. Doesn't ring a bell?
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Blink-182, phenomenal, fantastic, wonderful Blink-182, and that song from 1997.
I think my
Yikes!
youngest child just got tickets to an upcoming Blink concert as a birthday gift.
Oh,
that's happening
nice.
next year.
Very
and she's
nice.
very excited about
Yeah,
that.
happening next year. Is it happening like September? Or I'm only going to touch on this for a minute because I'm so old that I'm looking at these billboards in November for concerts. Like the other day, I was driving on the road and Green Day's billboard was up on the highway, literally for their concert in September. What is happening?
I don't know. We've moved the preparation and celebration and decoration for Christmas back to June now.
Well, true. Yeah.
So I guess we could,
They started putting up the Halloween decorations in May. So
exactly. Yeah. Get off of my lawn.
Couple old guys. Exactly. You darn kids. So anyway,
you're right though. I have seen that. It is odd that I mean, I could see it if it's a huge, globally known band. For example, someone like the Stones is doing their last tour kind of thing.
Right.
Then I could see that. I'm buying tickets a year in advance.
Right. Yeah, I could rationalize that somehow, which
right.
Might seem like a slap in the face to whoever, Green Day, Blink-182. It just boggles my mind that they're booking out their tour and selling their tickets that far out. It's just hard to imagine.
Did I just recently see that Green Day is going to do a tour here soon?
Oh yeah. That's what I was saying. The billboard's up. They're coming. They've got a new album out and it's good.
Yeah,
I like it.
I've heard a little bit about it. I actually haven't heard any of it.
I've heard a couple of songs. They're the college radio play songs at this point. But so again, that was Blink-182, great band. If you don't know them, you should know them. I was looking at all this. Sorry, Blink-182 guys, but I was looking at all this on the web to get my details down for the song. There are a couple of images of them currently, the Blink-182 guys, and I haven't looked at a picture of them since. They're like a skate punk band-ish, West Coast-ish skate punk band.
Sure.
And that's what I had in my head. A bunch of 22-year-olds, 19, 20, 23-year-olds. They're not 19, 20, or 23 anymore.
Yeah. The album was Dude Ranch. Is that what you've got?
The album was Dude Ranch, yes.
And Mark Hoppus,
by
Scott Rayner, and Tom DeLonge. And the only reason I jump ahead to that is because you know what Tom DeLonge's doing these days?
I don't.
Tom DeLonge, last I heard, is frontman and I want to say mouthpiece, but that sounds derogatory, and that's not my intent.
Right.
For a Star Something Academy, they're UFO.
Oh, really?
The truth is out there, people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm sure I want to say it's Star Something Academy. I could easily be wrong about that.
Right. Not the Star Chamber. No, that's a different thing.
No. But I mean, it's a completely legitimate deal, and he is like really, really, really into it. You see him on the.
I'm going to look that up.
The people that are in MUFON and the other organizations that are looking at aliens, and I'm not saying it in any kind of a derogatory way. I'm kind of one of those people myself.
Right.
But yeah, Tom DeLonge is definitely like.
That's what this whole thing is about, is us talking about stupid sideways crap like that.
Absolutely.
There's no apologies here. You didn't say the dumbass is doing that.
No, and
nothing
he's
like
not
that. You just said you said he's doing that. So it's interesting.
All right. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of this.
I think we're going to have to cut it off. Cut the
You Should Know This Song. The segment anyway.
Our prime segment. We're to the end of that, and we're moving on. We're moving on, folks.
Well, that was a good time. Thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that too. Anybody out there, and thanks for thanks for being out there and enjoying it and listening to it.
And again, we hate to ask, but please remember to subscribe and share and like and all of those things.
Please like us. If you like us, just make us aware of the fact that you like us in the most genuine and heartfelt way.
And by the way, I want to take the opportunity to ask you to swing by the website, www.mixedapes, MIXEDAPEZ.com, or youshouldknowthissong.com.
Yes,
both point to the same site.
Either one will get you to where you really want to be.
And first off, fill in the little subscribe thing that allows us to let you know when something's going on. And secondarily, take a look at the charities page. There's a half a dozen or so organizations that we really feel strongly about.
Yeah. we're trying to do this and have fun doing this and enjoy ourselves doing this and hopefully give you some entertainment doing this. But we also want to, acknowledge the fact that there's good stuff to be done in the world. And there are organizations doing good stuff,
Absolutely.
not just trying to entertain people with their time.
Yeah. And you'll find there's a wide variety of charities on the site, and there's no benefit for us in directing you there. The links go directly to their sites. And
correct.
At any rate.
Just something we feel like should be out there.
Yeah, please take a look and do what you can for the folks that need
So,
help.
hey, Race.
Hey.
Do you want to do Ask and You Shall Deceive?
Sure.
That sounds like a great idea to read.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to go quite that far. I don't know that you've ever been responsible for a great idea, but I do know that sounds like a good time.
Keep them to myself.
So, there you go.
My invisible friends tell me that I have lots of great ideas. So Ask and You Shall Deceive, for those of you who are uninitiated, is where we turn part of the song lyric content into a question for the other person, so that if they can figure it out and answer it, they have figured out what song is being asked about.
They answer essentially as the lyric.
Right. Probably they're going to answer it as a lyric. So, it's kind of fun to watch the other person agonize and see their eyes spin around in their head as they're trying to figure out what you're talking about. Race, you got one ready?
I do. It's a kind of a simple one to kind of illustrate the point, actually. What can't Sammy do in his Trans Am?
Oh, my gosh. Sammy can't... Can I scream it?
No.
He can't drive 55.
There you go.
He just can't drive 55.
And that is I Can't Drive 55. Sammy Hagar is the artist as well as the songwriter. The year was 1984, not 2084. And the album was VOA, I believe was the name of it. And I did see an interesting thing. He actually partners with, if not F1, then NASCAR on a couple of commercials about driving 55, and one of the
You mean back in that?
Not that back.
Really?
Not that far back. Yeah. Excuse me.
Is that like a for California thing? I don't remember ever seeing that. Like a public service?
No. Like a commercial for NASCAR.
Oh.
And I believe the guy that he partners with drives the number 55 car, and they kind of make a little joke about it, kind of a thing.
Right. Because they won't let Sammy drive number 55, so I can't drive 55.
Exactly.
They probably didn't actually do that, but that's what I would have done if it was my
Yes, I would agree. So anyway, that's we've covered all that. That's how the format works. So
did I listen to that song a lot.
Oh, it was on the radio nonstop.
Yeah, it was all over, but I listened to the whole album too. But that song, I'm embarrassed.
Well, then you would remember the second song I referenced in that question was Trans Am.
Yeah. Wow. All some weird memories flashing back. Okay, here is one for you. How about not the seasons, nor wind, nor the sun or the rain fear this person? The Reaper is Don't Fear the Reaper. Right.
I don't get the clue, though. It's not the seasons, it's the Caesars. Caesars don't fear the Reaper.
Oh, I have made a lyric boggle.
At least that's how I heard it. And now I'm going to have to find out which one of us is right on that.
Yeah, no kidding. I got to know that.
Nor do the wind or the sun or the rain. Yeah.
I guess the Caesars makes more sense.
I would think so, yeah.
But I've always heard seasons because wind, sun, rain. You know what I mean? Like natural elements,
exactly.
Nature things going on. But Caesars I can see needing to fear the Reaper. Or not fearing the Reaper, I guess, is more to the point.
The lyrics look like it says seasons don't fear the Reaper. So apparently I'm the one that made a lyric boggle.
I love this right now. This is great. This looks great on you, by the way.
No, thanks. Yeah, I've been trying
but
to...
you guessed the song regardless.
Yes, I did.
So the songs Don't Fear the Reaper, that's Blue Oyster Cult.
And I've just checked two different websites, and in both cases it says seasons. So I'm going to say I'm the idiot here as opposed to you, and that's really hard
now,
for me,
someone needs to utilize that idea of the Caesars not fearing the Reaper and do a spoof song.
With regard, yes, there you go. There you go.
Okay, so Blue Oyster Cult, 1976, written by Donald Roeser and off the album Agents of Fortune. Great album.
Great album. It was one that my little sister played nonstop back in those days.
That's so funny to hear you say my little sister play. I can imagine this irritating little kid who keeps playing that album. Turn that racket on. Anyway, whatever.
She is little and she is irritating, but she's not a kid. Okay, who's only taken calls for cash?
Only taking or has taken? Only taken.
Only
past
taking.
tense.
Only
taking calls for cash. Yeah, that one's not getting me. Is there another? Do you have another question? It's not how this works.
I don't have other
I
questions.
need a second clue.
It's kind of a bluesy saxophone thing going on. Does that give you anything?
No. It's really not hitting me at all.
The album that it came off of, pretty much every song was just brilliant.
Wait. Who's the band first? Maybe I can.
Dire Straits.
No.
Most of the taxis and most of the whores are only taking calls for cash. From your latest trick off of Brothers in Arms.
I did not. Yeah.
Obviously, Mark Knopfler having written that.
Right.
Looks like 1985 was when that came out. Man, I tell you, I don't think there's a bad song on that entire album. I
had the album with Romeo and Juliet on it, and what album was Roller Girl?
Not Making Movies.
Wasn't it Making
Movies? Is it Making Movies?
Yeah. I had that album.
Okay.
And I listened to the crap out of it, but I didn't get.
Yeah, this was the one that I overplayed.
Right.
Right. I don't know what it is. There's just so much. It's not necessarily the most complex or brilliant musically. The lyrics are always well written.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of equate Knopfler with Sting as a lyricist. They're kind of both. I can see I don't know that it's the same style, but they both have like a depth to their. I actually have been using these teeth all
like
day.
A Johnny Depp to their.
They have a depth to their lyrics that I really kind of dig.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I agree.
So at any rate,
I appreciate it. Mark Knopfler, writer, etc.
Yes. I did. By the way, I did get lost down a little bit of a rabbit hole about him and his brother. They were in a band together, and then the brother, I believe he might have been the older brother, left the band because Mark Knopfler was being too authoritative and driving the bus and so forth. And he left the band like right as they took off.
Huh.
And he did do a couple of albums, if I'm not mistaken, and he had a moderate amount of success, but certainly not on the Dire Straits.
Level. Yeah. Right. That would make you ask a lot of conflicting questions if you were that person who stepped away. Not to make light of the whole thing, I'm sure it was, but the first thing that flashed in my head is how would you look? Which perspective would you take on what happened?
Yeah, I think there was they weren't being family for a while. I don't know if that ended up happening.
Well, hate to hear that.
Right. Anyway,
hate to hear that. Anyway, okay. Here's my question: lyric challenge for you. You can get anything except who and what at this place of business.
I know I'm going to know it, and I can't think. Because you can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant.
Hey, there you go. Nice. Accepting
Alice.
Yes, accepting Alice. You can get anything you want.
Accepting Alice? Yeah.
Alice's restaurant, Arlo Guthrie. Do you want me to say how old that song is?
I know how old I am, and it's almost that old. I'm going to say 1968, 69.
Ooh, that was very close. 67.
Wow.
67. The album's Alice's Restaurant also.
That's a phenomenal album. There's several different anti-war things on there.
Yes.
Country Joe and the Fish did some stuff at the same time. Mm-hmm. I think they might have actually toured together. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah.
But I seem to see, for some reason in my head, seeing them on the same stage doing stuff.
Right.
Certainly, I don't remember seeing that. It's something that I would have seen in a documentary because in 7 years old.
I was going to say, that was a little before I was going to any concerts. But yeah, I agree. Footage of it and that kind of thing. Written by Arlo Guthrie and Gary Sherman, and the spoken part of that song.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
On the Group W bench.
Yeah.
I actually walked into a nearby brewery recently with my wife and some friends, and saw a guy that I know that works. I only know him because he works at a store that I go to. And as I was walking by his table, I heard them talking about the Group W bench, and it completely changed my perspective of the guy. I have a whole different feel for that guy now.
Yeah, exactly.
From what I've ever seen him, and when he's being the person that he's being at work. You know what I mean? Anyway,
the 4x6 color glossy pictures with the circles and arrows, and a paragraph on the back, each one explaining what was.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, I got one for you.
Please do.
What are Jack and man, I can't speak. What are Jack and Jane's professions?
Jack and Jane?
Yes, and you know the answer to this.
Jack and Jane's professions?
Yes.
Why am I not I know it. I can hear it. Oh, this is giving me a headache. No, it's not there.
Okay, yeah. Later on in the history of this song, as it went down the road, the intro became longer than the song.
Yeah.
Would you like the answer?
Oh my gosh, it's killing me. Yes.
Jack, he is a banker.
He's a banker.
And
yes,
Jane,
sweet Jane. Oh
she
my
is a clerk.
gosh.
Yes, exactly. I'm really surprised you didn't get that one.
Golly, I could hear it too. I mean, I could just hear it.
The easiest line in that song. Like that was an absolute.
I know. It's like you have earmuffs on and it's playing low on a stereo.
I want to see. It would be great to sit here and see you with earmuffs on while we're doing it.
Oh my gosh. Gosh, that's so great.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Man.
That was a good one. I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I mean, even though I didn't get it, I really enjoyed that. My brain was doing some heavy work there and just not making it happen. Harder. I was lashing it harder. Okay, my turn.
Yes.
For you. They want you to shake the hand that shook the hand of what two people?
Boy, oh man, I don't know. I'm leaning towards like the Dead.
You're there.
I don't know.
You got the band.
Yeah, I can't come up with the lyric.
They want you to shake the hand that shook the hand of P.T. Barnum and Charlie Chan.
Yeah.
U.S. Blues. Grateful Dead.
There you go. There you go. I never was a huge Dead fan, but
neither was I. But
there are 6 or 7 radio tunes.
Yeah.
That just, as long as it's not the live version, because those are like 40 minutes long, that I really, really dig. And like, I think there's probably 3 or 4 of them that I actually know all of the lyrics to.
Right.
I know several people that are big Dead fans.
Oh, so do I. They're vicious too. So they're going to be after you just because you weren't enthusiastic in support of them. Not that you said anything derogatory.
And
they're coming for you.
Specifics on that?
That was Jerry Garcia and Robert Hunter, the writers. From the Mars Hotel is the album. And I do not have the release year on that.
You.
Somehow I missed that mark. Probably
somewhere between 1965 and 1970.
65. Yeah, somewhere around there. Absolutely. All right, what do you got for me?
I think this is my last one for you on this particular go round. But you're gonna love it if you get it. Where do you wish you were eating barbecued iguana?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. South of the border.
No.
Tijuana.
Okay. You want to give me the whole lyric here, an actual answer?
I do. I wish I was in Tijuana eating barbecued iguana. I feel a soft wind on my shoulder. I dial it in from north of the border. I know that's not in the right order there.
Right. And I almost rhymed with you in your little.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
That is just a fantastic album, and the song is Mexican Radio. And hold on, his name it's Wall of Voodoo.
Right.
And he went on and did a really cool
thing.
solo album. Actually, a few albums. Oh, I can't get his name.
Stan Ridgway?
Stan Ridgway.
And it's not Stan for Stanley. It's Stan for like
Stand By Your Man?
Like STANAN or something. I didn't write it down, but I did notice it when I was looking at the credits.
I had no idea.
Call of the West is the album. 1982 is the year it came out. Kind of like today it would be racist adjacent. it's not blatantly racist, but I mean there's a couple of the standard tropes about Mexicans and that are in the song. But damn, it is a really good and really weird. Like
that's what I love about it, and about Stan Ridgway. His solo efforts were also appreciably just odd. I mean, I loved the way he approached the whole thing and the music that was put behind.
Sure.
Almost everything. Calling Out to Carol. I mean, that song still just runs around and around inside my head. And a whole bunch of other ones. Anyway, Wall of Voodoo was great, and that album was really great. Too short-lived. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Both efforts, the Wall of Voodoo effort and then his solo effort. I mean, they just didn't. I just wish there was more.
I did hear that recently on satellite radio.
Wall of Voodoo?
Yes.
That's nice.
It was, because it was like I popped up in my seat like, oh, I know this. I love this song. This is great stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway,
okay,
it's your turn for your last one.
I shall deceive you and name 2 of the 3 things that were going on outside in the cold distance, or all 3 if you want.
Yeah, the song is All Along the Watchtower.
Correct.
The wind began to howl. Soldiers were approaching.
2 riders.
Right? Was it riders were approaching?
2 riders were approaching.
Wind began to howl. Yeah.
And a wildcat did growl.
A wildcat did growl.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
You know what I love about that
was
song
a fun one.
is I bet you that 60% of the people that hear that song by Hendrix
Yeah.
do not realize that
Don't
it's a
know
Bob Dylan
it's
tune.
Bob Dylan. Right.
Same would be said for Highway 61 when they hear the version by Johnny Winter. Mm-hmm. Don't realize that it's a Bob Dylan song. And that I think there's another version of All Along the Watchtower by one of your
Dave Mason.
Yeah, Dave
did
Mason.
All Along the Watchtower. I mean, All Along the Watchtower has been done, but Dave Mason had a relative
actually had a hit
radio
with it.
success,
Right, yes.
with the song. Yeah.
Yeah, great song, man. Great song, great lyric.
Love that. The songwriter was obviously Bob Dylan, as we indicated. 1967 is when Bob Dylan released it, and 1968 is when Jimi Hendrix released it. So the Bob Dylan album was John Wesley Harding. The Jimi Hendrix album was Electric Ladyland. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
And John Wesley Harding was actually named for an actual real guy whose name was John Wesley Hardin.
Hardin, yes, Hardin.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was
an outlaw.
Outlaw, Old West outlaw.
The reference to Bob Dylan, these songs that you don't know Bob Dylan wrote, and there is a laundry list of them, of course. I saw a blurb when I was looking up information on this. I can't remember when it came up, and I didn't dig into it, but it was quoting, oh my gosh, now his name has just run out of my head, but it is a more recent, like a 90s vocalist. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? The guy with the high-pitched voice anyway.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. If I don't remember his name, the whole thing's pointless.
Anyway, I don't know what point
he was commenting on how weird it was that he found himself in a room writing a song with Bob Dylan at some point. And it struck me because it was so, like, two totally different worlds. Like the guy saying it is ultra pop, and there's Bob Dylan, and they're writing a song together. So
really,
somebody can go look that up. Look, I can't be bothered to have these kind of details in my head and try to make sense and remember things, for crying out loud.
I heard a song recently by Bob Dylan called "It's All Right, Ma, I'm Only Bleeding." I don't know if you know the song.
You mean it's a recent song, or
I
heard
recently heard a song. It's an old song.
Yeah.
I mean, like 60s song. And I had heard it before, but I'd never really actually focused on paying attention to the lyrics. It's one of those that you need to go and look it up and see read the lyrics in their entirety.
Read the lyrical content.
It's all. I mean, it's he's making a very distinct point, but he goes all over the map to make it.
Right.
And it's really complex lyrically.
Which is what he did.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pure Bob Dylan. But I had never.
He's not the vocalist, right?
No, right. Well, I don't know. I mean, some of that stuff, like "Lay Lady Lay," he's actually singing soulful there.
Yeah,
it's not something that you would generally attribute to Bob Dylan.
Right.
But anyway, I made a note to tell you to check out the lyrics to this song.
Right.
I actually had it recorded to hit you with.
Right.
And I thought that's just not fair. There's too many lyrics, and they're too esoteric, and there's no way that he's going to get them. So I decided that rather than try to trick you with them, I would try to enlighten you with them.
Yeah, no, I don't. And that is an example of the kind of thing where, there are people out there who know all of the Grateful Dead songs. There are people out there who know all of the Bob Dylan songs. Yep. Man, I don't know the catalog, and that is a deep catalog to know.
I don't know that there's any catalog that I know all of.
Right.
I mean, there's some stuff. Probably there's an awful lot of Montrose that I'm pretty close on.
Right.
But that was there was a period there. And then I started listening to music that doesn't have lyrics. As I got older,
instrumental jazz, that kind of thing.
Instrumental jazz and blues. And for me, a lot of the times, giving jazz lyrics can ruin the jazz.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's where some of our greatest fucking singers came from, right? I mean,
sure. Yeah.
Ella and Sarah Vaughan and Lou Rawls and Nat Cole and and the list goes on and on and on. But I'd rather have my jazz without the Louis Prima. I'd rather have my jazz instrumental.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was supposed to be the end of this segment, and we took another 10 minutes. So
right, and we did what we do.
Yes, we're gonna wrap up this segment of Ask and Ye Shall Be Deceived. Again, we want to thank you so much for joining us. It's so cool. It's so cool to get to sit and do this, and the reason that we get to do this is because y'all are listening to it.
That's right. So hopefully you'll keep listening, and we're on to the next thing here.
Hey, thanks for listening again, and I want to remind everybody that we are doing this for you, so if you like it, please subscribe and like and pass it on and all that good stuff. The segment that we're going to start is called Quick Hits. It's really quickly, one line, one clue, everybody should know the song, hit it and move on.
Right. If you know the words quick and hits, and you can kind of think about the two, you should be able to figure out what's happening here.
Absolutely.
So, I'm giving a clue to Race. This is Reed of Apes, by the way.
You are Reed
and
of
that's
Apes.
Race of Apes over there. And Race's clue is so long ago I can't remember when. That's when they say I lost my only friend.
I got nothing.
Huh. I'm surprised about that one. Anybody out there? You want to call in? Anybody?
Hit the bat signal.
Hit the bat signal. That is One Headlight by the Wallflowers.
Yes.
Jakob Dylan, so on and so forth.
Yep.
That song has worn well. It was 1996 from the
Is it
album
really that
Bringing
long?
Down the
Wow,
Horse.
that's a long time ago.
1996.
So he's twice as old now as he was then. Probably.
And when I hear that song, it still really sounds like a fresh tune to me. I mean, I really get that kind of vibe from it. Okay, it's you.
I Live by the River.
London Calling, The Clash.
Very good.
Wow, I can't
Well
believe
played.
I pulled that out. I cannot believe I came up with that. It's not really my style. When you
It's
think
generally
about
not. No. You generally kind of stumble.
All right,
along
are
there.
you ready for you?
I'm ready for me.
How about your pops caught you smoking and he says no way?
Man, that's ringing something, but I don't. It's not coming to me.
It's not a song you'll enjoy remembering if you remember it. If you remember it, you won't enjoy the fact that it's actually in your head.
Oh, isn't it Beastie Boys?
It is Beastie Boys.
Fight for the Right, maybe.
I can't believe you got that. I kind of can't believe you got that.
That's not my general
I know,
neighborhood that I live in.
But it's it's what this is supposed to be. Songs that are kind of they're in your head whether you like it or not. You probably know it. Beastie Boys 1986 from the famed album License to Ill. And I won't go any further with that because we're not supposed to during this part of the show, Graham, right?
There you go.
But I do want to go into the Beastie Boys album License to Ill. Okay, your turn.
Your scarf, it was apricot.
That doesn't ring a bell at all.
Now, if I said apricot, it might. It's a whole different thing. Nothing at all, huh?
Your scarf, it was apricot. No, not kidding me.
You sure?
I'm gonna have to.
You're
go ahead
so
and
vain, Carly Simon.
Oh my gosh, that's a good line out of that song to trip me up with.
Well, that's generally my intent is to trip you up. So.
Where is that? Now I'm listening to all the lyrics of the song.
Okay, so it was only released as a single. Not only released as a single, initially released as a single. It's 72, and they still don't know who she's talking about. There's still like message boards on the interwebs.
I thought she confirmed that song was about Mixed Jagger. Mixed Jagger. He's one of the mixtapes too.
Certainly mixed something. No, she never did. It's one of three.
Really?
Yeah.
And that was never on an album.
I didn't say that. I said it was released as a single.
I thought you were implying that.
No, there was no. And I found that a couple of times this week going through stuff that there's because I made a concerted effort now to actually have the year and the
right
album available, and I couldn't find an actual album that was on. But it was. I know that I did see the comment that it was originally released as a single.
Well, I'll be interested to see what the comments and input are from our listener, whoever he is or she. See if somebody chimes in because I can't remember. It was a very long time ago, and I'm digressing, I know, but I'll try to keep it brief. A very long time ago that I thought I actually heard an interview with her where she said that it was about Mick Jagger.
But feel free to go and track that
down. I do want to track it down. I do want to look for it. Okay, but I would say if Wikipedia doesn't have it, it was something that obvious,
Yeah.
The interweb's going to have it. Okay, your turn. My turn.
Your turn.
To Quick Hits You. How about Well, the Change Was Made Uptown?
Nothing. I'm hitting zero for
And
everything.
the big man joined the band.
Oh, well, that's Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
10th Avenue Freeze Out.
Yes, it is. I was trying not to say it with some rhythm. Maybe I should just say it with some rhythm.
No, that's the whole point, right?
That song's written by Bruce Springsteen from 1975. And look what I typed in there. Bjorn to Run. I mistyped the word born.
That was for the release in the Great North.
Yes, that was the Netherlands release.
Absolutely.
Of that song. By the way, I forgot to mention that Jakob Dylan wrote One Headlight.
You did.
On the Wallflower song. And that the Beastie Boys, You Gotta Fight for Your Right was written by Adam Horowitz, Adam Yauch, and Rick Rubin. So now I'm caught up on my obligatories.
Yeah, and I did not say that Joe Strummer and Mick Jones of The Clash wrote London Calling. See now?
Yes.
What the hell is wrong with us today?
We're a little
and
off
your scarf,
our,
it was apricot, would be, of course, Carly Simon. Because it was Carly Simon.
Yes. All right, your turn to try to trip me
Let's try not to break this anymore. I like your pin shot.
Steely Dan, I can't think of the girl's name. It's the girl's name.
It's not Margaret.
No, it's, wow. It's really, well, now let me hear it. I can hear him singing it. Peg. I kept hearing Jade.
Hence
in my
Margaret,
head.
because Peg is a...
yes, I don't.
Sorry. Anyway, Peg, Steely Dan, and I was expecting you to get that, obviously.
Yeah.
Becker and Fagan, Asia, 1977.
You know, I was just thinking about this because we've talked about the Steely Dan thing before and how we probably can't really trick each other.
Oh, no, there's plenty of lyrics.
I was going to say, there's probably plenty of hidden lyrics, and it is going to be a fun thing to occasionally try. You know what I mean? To see if we can trip
and the
one
thing
another.
is,
have you or I yet managed to, in any of these so far, trip each other up with a Steely Dan lyric? We haven't tried too many.
I don't think I couldn't. I don't. I'm an old man. I don't remember stuff like that.
Well, that might work to my advantage because maybe you won't remember the lyric that I tried to trick you with
possible. Absolutely.
Okay, here goes for you from me. You won't get this one, but Sunday morning rain is fallen.
It said fallen, but it says falling. Which is it?
It's fallen. Spell correct.
I got nothing.
Doggone it. I didn't think probably you were familiar with All I Need by Maroon 5.
Yeah,
they're probably not.
Yeah, they're more poppy than the kind of stuff I generally listen to.
The only thing I'll chime in, and I have another clue to this that you on a different segment that you may know the song, is that this particular album for Maroon 5 is probably the only Maroon 5 album that I would strongly recommend you go and listen to all the way through. Okay. It is, to me, it's one of the best rock and, I don't want to use the term R&B, like soul rock albums.
Okay.
From the whole 2000s.
Really? I mean, he's got a great voice, and
their music on this album is not what their music is on every album following.
Okay.
It's a rock album. I mean, it is so good. It's unbelievable. Anyway,
and artists and so forth.
That was written by all the guys in the band. I'm not going to name all their names because there's 6 of them there, but it was written by the guys in Maroon 5. That came out in 2002 on Songs About Jane, the album Songs About Jane. It is just like a really, really holds up album. Anyway, your turn.
It is, in fact,
big
my
fella,
turn.
and I mean big.
Thank you. That's not what she said. Are you crazy?
I talked to her.
Are you high?
Oh, yes.
Tick tock, tick tock.
It's not spreading out into the rest of the song. No, I'm not going to get it.
Okay. Steely Dan again.
Oh, you got me right after I said that. Okay.
Which is why I went for it.
That's Dr. Wu. That deserves a hearty F-U.
Yes. Off of Katie Lied, 1975.
There it is.
Are you crazy? Are you high? Or just an
ordinary
guy? If I said that, I think you'd have got it, right?
Yeah.
Becker and Fagan, as with everything else by them. So.
Or if you'd sounded like this, are you crazy? Are you high?
Yeah. I do not do the New York the
impersonations.
Thing very well.
You don't do Sorry about that schnozzle clearing.
That's all right.
I have a bad schnozzle right now.
It's that time of year.
Okay, here comes for you. From me, how do I work this?
How do I work this is Talking Heads.
Yeah, it is.
This is not My Beautiful House.
Yes.
I don't know that I know that I can come up with the name of the song on the fly.
It's in the chorus. Water flowing under into the blue again.
Yeah, no. What is it?
After the money's gone, once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime, Talking Heads. Written by David Byrne with some assistance, as far as I could tell, from Brian Eno. But mostly David Byrne riffing on the music that had been presented in the studio. An interesting tidbit that I found out is that they were going to throw the song out. The rest of the band felt like
it was crap.
It wasn't going to work, and David Byrne was like, "Hold on,
let's see if we can put a really weird-ass video behind it that makes no sense and makes everyone uncomfortable, and then we'll release it, and it'll be a huge hit."
And
this thing with the chopping.
Well, to that point,
I don't know what that means.
I know you since you're bringing it up, the wiki page.
Yes.
Was about when the lyrics started hitting him, he started attributing like the mannerisms of like evangelist preacher,
Okay.
and started doing this whole exaggerated body movement thing, and he then started verbally presenting the lyrics like that sort of televangelist,
Sure.
Thing, and that's how it all fell together. Well, then they decided to use the religions and beliefs aspect of whatever twisted thing was going on there.
Sure.
In some of the background of the video,
Okay.
tie all this stuff into it. But it's about his, the thing that came to him was that the lyrics that were coming into his head were about how you go through your life doing things that you think you're thinking about, and then you realize that you're not thinking about.
You're just doing.
Right, you're doing. You're not
Following
thinking
a rote
about
program or
anything.
Yeah.
And, you're adjusting your tie, you're putting on your glasses, you're starting the car and going to work, and what I'm just doing these routines, and I think I'm actually thinking about what I'm doing.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, so that was all thrilling, wasn't it? I'm sure you wish I would just say that all over again.
Whelmed.
Or that we could talk about it for another
actually
20
whelmed.
minutes.
So
Anyway, it's you.
that
big
would
fella.
make it my turn, and we're coming up on the end of the segment here.
So you want to do one more each?
I'm gonna, well, you started, so I'm gonna do one more, and then
we're gonna kill
we're
it.
gonna kill
we're
it.
gonna
'Cause
shoot
we
the
need
horse.
to be fair and equitable in all aspects of everything that we
That's
do.
what we need to do. I
Sure.
couldn't be more.
It doesn't
on
matter to
board.
me at all. When you find strange hands in your sweater,
I should know that.
you
really.
absolutely
I should know
this.
And I don't.
Yeah, you're sure.
I'm not putting that.
If I hadn't
together.
laid it out, so if I said, when you find strange hands in your sweater, would that make a difference?
No.
Okay.
Why not?
It's Elvis Costello. Every day I write the book.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Written by
Elvis Costello.
The album was Punch the Clock. It was 1983.
Did he write everything of his?
No, remember we went through this. A lot of it was
Dave Edmunds.
Dave Edmunds and
Yeah.
who's the rest of Rockpile?
Yes.
Yes, those
Correct.
guys.
Those
Yes.
guys. Yeah.
At any rate,
we did talk about that.
yeah, we did.
But he certainly wrote a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, and he wrote a lot of their stuff. It kind of
Exactly.
was a thing.
Right. They were a club.
Yes,
They were kind of like a mixtapes kind of thing, except there were more than two.
and they were
They were talented.
They were talented. Yes,
They had
exactly.
talent.
Yes. All right, so
More
that
than a
brings us
teaspoon.
to the end of You Should
Crap.
Know This Song, the episode.
Yeah, and we just want to, make sure that you all know how much we appreciate you listening in with us and being here. We have had so much fun doing this, if it wasn't already evident.
Again, thanks so much.
All right, see you next time.
We're out. Hey, that was fun, man. I'm glad we did this one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. If it wasn't evident in what kind of content you just heard there, what kind of blathering.
Yeah, we're having a good time, guys and girls.
So much so that we get lost often in the good time we're having,
Absolutely. And
which is part of the point of the whole thing.
Sometimes we run a little over schedule too. We just want to say thanks for joining us. We're having a great time. We certainly having you knowing that you guys are out there, and there seems to be more of you all the time.
Yeah.
That makes it all the more worthwhile.
Yeah. If you enjoy the commentary, if you're having fun too, if you want to participate in the commentary, give us a follow, give us a share, post something on the website or in the comments section, whatever you're listening to, and let us know. Let us know
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
we absolutely want the input because the two of us, it's getting a little old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In all seriousness,
It's getting a lot old. We're a lot old.
we are a lot old. Between the two of us, we're well over 10.
Yeah.
At any rate, the website is youshouldknowthissong.com. We hope you'll join us there and let us know what you're thinking. While you're there,
Just go ahead and check out our page on charities, our blog. We've got a blog. Episodes can be played right out of there. There are a number of things you can do, and list of games, explanation of how we got here and why we're doing this. So yeah, check it out.
yeah, and let us know what you want to see added either to the website or to the podcast.
Right.
We're always open for what is it?
Creative,
Not creative. What do they call it? Criticism. Good criticism.
constructive,
Constructive. There we go. I
constructive
don't know why I
criticism.
can't
We're
get
always
that.
open for.
Something.
Just say that again. We're always open for.
I can't get it out. We are always open for constructive criticism. There we go.
Yeah, there you
I just
go.
learned to talk yesterday.
And we want it. We want to hear from you, and we want to know what you think of the show. So
Thanks again.
Yep, and come on back. Please come back and listen again, and have a great day.
Be great.